Good morning, superstars. I want to share a story with you that was assigned to some of our students this week. I've added some pictures so that it makes more sense and it's easier to understand what's happening in the story. The name of the story is called The Vegetable Thief. The setting is in Irvine, California. Irvine, California is a real place, although this may be a fictional story, a made up story. It would be 102 miles from here to Irvine. And it would take about an hour and 42 minutes for us to get there. Okay? So let's get started with the story. The Vegetable Thief. Someone has been stealing from the community garden. Mickey and Marnie want to find out who it is. Marnie and Mickey are brother and sister. They live in Irvine, California, and volunteer at the community garden. Volunteer means to help out for free. Every day after school, they water the squash and the lettuce. They work hard and watch the trees grow. The vegetables are donated to food banks so people don't go hungry. Donated means you give it away. Today, the food started to disappear. Marnie is the first to notice. She starts to water the squash like she always does. But instead of a plot of squash, there is only an empty hole. The squash, Marnie stammers. That's what squash looks like when it's growing in the ground. The squash has been squashed, says Mickey. We have to tell an adult. Across the field, they spot their neighbor, Hank. Hank is 80 years old and moving very slowly. Hank has trouble hearing. Hank! Hank! Someone is stealing the vegetables. Eh? I can't hear you, he says, putting his hand to his ear. Someone stole all the squash, says Marnie. Eh? Someone scalded the wash? There's a thief. I'm no chief, Hank says. Now get back to work, you slackers. Slackers are people who are lazy and don't want to work. Hank, can't hear a word we're saying, says Mickey. He kicks a rock with his foot. Thud. A small rabbit comes from underneath some lettuce. The rabbit is rubbing his head. The rabbit gives them a mean look and then hops away. His white, fluffy tail is shining in the sun. Why do you think the rabbit's mad? If I didn't know better, I think that rabbit is mad at you, said Marnie. Marnie and Mickey walk away with their heads low, missing squash and an angry rabbit. This day is going terribly. They get on their bikes and ride home along the bike path. The wind is in their hair, and it feels like they're flying. For a moment, they forget all about the missing vegetables. The sun is starting to set in the sky when they finally get back home. They are late for dinner. I told you to be home at 5 o'clock, Mom says. But, Mom, there's a thief at the garden. He stole our squash. Missing squash, you say? She says. Well, wasn't the squash your responsibility? Uh, I guess so, says Marnie. It is our responsibility to water it. Then it's your responsibility if someone steals it. It's also your responsibility to get home on time. Marnie looks down at her plate and lets out a large gasp. Her plate is filled with yellow squash. Mickey and Marnie look at each other. You don't think Mom could be the thief, do you? Says Marnie. Geez, I sure hope not, says Mickey. There's so much squash on their plates, they aren't sure what to believe. Have you ever had squash? The next day, they go back to the garden. Again, no one else is there except old Hank. This time, there are two empty plots. Now, all the broccoli is missing too. This is outrageous, cried Marnie. We are the only people who know this is happening, but no one will listen to us because we're kids. It's not fair being a kid, says Mickey. Everybody thinks we're making up stories. Mickey kicks a rock again. Once again, the rock goes under some lettuce. Thud. Another rabbit comes out rubbing his head. Why do the rabbits keep rubbing their heads? What on earth, says Mickey? How could I possibly hit the same rabbit twice in 2 days? The rabbit turns and hops away, showing a fluffy black tail. See that black tail? Wait, that rabbit yesterday had a white tail. This rabbit has a black one. This is a different rabbit. Follow him. The two siblings chase the rabbit. Siblings are brothers and sisters, or sisters and sisters, the kids that are in your family. As they run, other rabbits appear from their hiding spots in the lettuce. Soon, there are hundreds of rabbits. Marnie and Mickey are no longer chasing one rabbit. Now they are being chased by rabbits. Rabbits in the front, rabbits behind. Run away from the rabbit, yells Marnie. How? They're everywhere. Make a quick right. Jump. Now, Marnie says. They jump to the right. The rabbits keep running right by them. The siblings hide underneath a patch of green beans. Look, Mickey says, pointing straight ahead. The rabbits are still running. The rabbits are also stealing. As they run, they grab stalks of leafy greens in their mouths. This is a daylight robbery. I guess we found our thieves, Marnie said. And it's not Mom. Unless Mom is a rabbit, Mickey says. It's too bad we're kids. No one will believe us, says Marnie. A loud voice echoes above them. I believe you. Old Hank is standing there. He saw the whole thing. Now do you see, Hank? Asked Marnie. I may be deaf, but I ain't blind, says Hank. I admit I thought it was you kids who were stealing those vegetables. I've been trying to catch you in the act. But now I see the truth. It's these rabbits. We know who the real thieves are, says Mickey. We need to protect our vegetables. That's true, says Hank. The rabbits certainly are flexible. No, says Mickey and Marnie. The vegetables. Respectable, asks Hank. The garden. The children yell out at the top of their lungs. The varmints. They're not respectable. They steal. We need to build a fence, says Mickey. Learn to dance, asks Hank. I'm not teaching you how to dance. We need to build a fence. Oh, forget it, says Marnie. Forget it is right, says Hank. Now quit dancing and let's build a fence. This is what the fence will look like. Do you think that will keep the rabbits out? Tomorrow, says the kids. We've done quite enough for today. Mickey and Marnie get on their bikes and ride home. For the time being, they forget all about the vegetable thieves and the naughty rabbits. They are flying through the air. The end. Thanks for listening.